So, this is a case study. Hillary Clinton, actual, living, breathing woman, at its heart core central. The election of 2016, our first, perhaps obvious, portal of entry. Gender and power, elemental drivers. All the swampy, daunting details, our material. And dogging questions, what each of us brings to the mix. This is a case study for good reason. For more than a solid year, virtually everybody knew what virtually everything was, just it wasn't. We mean to do a revolutionary thing, a rootsy, radical thing, go back to the scene and not know yet. Our course aims to take a semester to undertake this case of Clinton, of gender and power in the world as it was and is and turned and played, and do it as a detective would tackle and treat a case, or as a doctor would examine and diagnose one. Not so much a lawyer unless we pair prosecution and defense and add a judge and jury. We all have opinions. We need to acknowledge them, not so much leave them at the door, as see them for what they are, tentative and finite operational fictions. For us, opinions will be pieces of the puzzle of vital but special sort of information, never separate from their sources, never separable from motives, intended audiences, desired effects, and never in a vacuum. If we're to study this case together, we'll do our darndest to suspend judgment until judgment is warranted. Our cultural go-to that we all have a right to our opinion may well be an assumption we can't afford. We aim at two ends: to acknowledge that there is an unsolved case here, and to try our hands at solving it, conducting as honest an inquiry as we can, working alone, working together, on the case of Hillary Clinton, in all its tangled, noisy, multi-layered, multi-textured, you might even say multi-flavored, since taste has been such a major part of it, well, taste and distaste. Scratch any surface, what did we miss? This is a women's studies course. We have to ask, where was feminism? Why couldn't it, or wouldn't it, or didn't it make peace with Hillary? Why didn't women do the feminist thing, or did they? Remember February 2016? Comparatively early in Hillary's campaign gig, gaffes and blunders all the rage. Two old reps from the feminist vanguard, Gloria Steinem and Madeleine Albright, managed what seemed the equivalent of wardrobe malfunctions at the Super Bowl. Gloria Steinem, 1960s feminist icon, pushed in an interview to explain why young women were flocking to Bernie, said these shocking words. Well, she said, when you're younger, you think, where are the boys? The boys are with Bernie. The uproar was instant, loud and lingering. She apologized, but like most every negative mark on Clinton's tab, it never went away. Then, at a Hillary rally, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright spoke, or as it turns out, misspoke. She said, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other. Again, outrage and uproar, press coverage, the Twitter sphere, all a Twitter, rifts, divides, acrimony. Clinton was quick to defend her old friend, noting that to Albright, her oft-used phrase, rang true, was born of her long fight for equality. Madeleine has been saying this for many years, Clinton remarked. She believes it firmly, in part because she knows what a struggle it has been, and she understands the struggle is not over. Just part of the case. What was all that? Was it reality? Was it a story sold and bought? Did feminism see through Clinton? Did feminism crash? Let's not know for now. Author and journalist Tina Brown described the case of Hillary Clinton as an ordeal. Hillary has been the living embodiment of resistance to intimidation, horribly real. She was called a crook, a felon, a liar, who was too old, too past it, not cool enough, not authentic enough. She faced 11 hours of congressional assault in the Benghazi hearings, a smear campaign, followed by the coup de grace from FBI Director Comey. Even as she triumphed in presidential debates, she was watched by a peanut gallery of her husband's accusers assembled by Trump to put her off her stride, portray her as Bill's enabler, the cruelest slander of all. Agree or not, the case of Hillary Clinton is a case in context, and the context is compellingly complex. It's laced with meaning, laced with emotion, charged with motives, infused with gender dynamics, media-driven 24/7, as culturally confused as the Tower of Babel, and partisan to a degree just shy of civil war. There are things we dare ourselves and one another to do, and they typically involve risk. We're daring ourselves and one another to let our former ride come to a complete stop, to forget what we think already, to set aside our opinions, to put the know-it-alls on hold, to own the mystery of all this. We're daring to return to the scene and just try to crack this case.